The connection between diet and gut health has long been a subject of scientific intrigue. Yet we still have much to learn about how the foods we consume influence the delicate balance of microbes within our digestive system. A new study published by researchers from North Carolina State University offers some unsettling insights into the effects of protein-rich diets on the gut microbiome, revealing that different sources of dietary protein can drastically alter microbial populations and their functions in just a matter of days. The study aimed to isolate the impact of protein alone on gut microbes by feeding mice highly controlled diets that differed only in the protein source: egg white, brown rice, soy, or yeast, while keeping the rest of the diet identical in terms of fat, carbohydrates, fiber, and minerals. The results were startling. Switching the protein source alone caused a dramatic reshuffling of the microbial communities in the gut, with some bacteria flourishing while others nearly disappeared. Notably, three protein sources, egg white, brown rice, and yeast, triggered the most significant changes in microbial composition and function. The volatility of these shifts in gut microbiota suggests that the protein we consume can have a profound and rapid effect on our gut's microbial environment, a discovery that may help explain why modern diets are often linked to gastrointestinal disorders. While the short-term adaptability of the microbiome might seem like a positive feature, the long-term consequences of such rapid shifts are less clear, and the potential for harmful outcomes could be more severe than we anticipate. One of the more alarming findings from this study was the dramatic impact that protein sources like egg white had on the expression of microbial enzymes, particularly those responsible for the breakdown of glycans, sugar molecules that are crucial components of many proteins. Egg white, in particular, prompted an explosion of microbial species that expressed glycan-degrading enzymes, which is concerning for a number of reasons. These enzymes are often used by microbes to degrade mucin, a protective protein sugar layer that coats the gut lining and helps maintain the gut's barrier function. If this mucin layer is compromised, it can make the intestinal lining more vulnerable to inflammation and infection, potentially leading to conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or inflammatory bowel disease, IBD. The erosion of the gut's protective barrier is a particularly troubling aspect of a protein-heavy diet, especially when that protein comes from sources like egg white. The ability of certain gut bacteria to degrade mucin could signal a broader issue with how protein-rich diets are impacting our gut's defenses. This suggests that, in some cases, consuming large amounts of certain types of protein could inadvertently open the door for harmful bacteria or toxins to take root in the intestines, leading to chronic health problems. The study also highlighted significant changes in the metabolism of amino acids, which are the building blocks of proteins. For example, diets rich in egg white or brown rice led to an increase in the production of enzymes that break down amino acids. While this may seem like a natural response, as microbes often process amino acids to help fuel their growth, the byproducts of amino acid breakdown can be toxic. Some of these byproducts are known to have effects on brain signaling via the gut-brain axis, potentially influencing mood and behavior. In excess, these byproducts could contribute to neurological issues or exacerbate conditions like anxiety or depression, adding another layer of concern to protein-heavy diets. The study's findings underscore the need for caution when considering the increasing trend toward protein-centric diets. While protein is undeniably important for muscle repair, immune function, and overall health, the sources of that protein and how they affect the gut microbiome must not be overlooked. The research suggests that a single, dominant protein source may not only be disruptive to gut health, but could also inadvertently drive microbial communities down harmful pathways, leading to inflammation, dysbiosis, an imbalance in the gut microbiota, and even disease. Moreover, the study raises questions about the long-term sustainability of popular high-protein diets, which often emphasize foods like eggs, meats, and dairy products. While these diets may lead to short-term gains in muscle mass or fat loss, their potential to harm the gut microbiome and its delicate ecosystem could have lasting repercussions on our overall health. The balance of microbes in our gut is critical for digestion, immunity, and even mental health, so it's crucial that we take into account the broader consequences of dietary choices. The researchers themselves acknowledge that the diets used in the study were highly artificial, with purified sources of protein that do not necessarily reflect the complexity of real-world meals. However, the dramatic changes observed in the gut microbiome in response to simple protein shifts suggest that protein-rich diets, particularly those focused on single sources of protein, could have far-reaching consequences for gut health. This study serves as a warning that our current understanding of what constitutes a healthy diet may be too simplistic, and that personalized nutrition approaches, tailored to individual needs and gut microbiomes, may be necessary to avoid inadvertently causing harm. The study also points to the need for further research to explore how different protein sources impact the gut microbiome over time, and whether certain protein-rich foods could contribute to chronic gastrointestinal diseases by nudging the microbiome toward mucin-degrading and toxin-producing pathways. Until we have a clearer picture of the long-term effects, it may be wise to reconsider our approach to protein consumption, diversifying our protein sources and ensuring that we're supporting rather than undermining the health of our gut. In conclusion, while protein is undeniably important, the way it interacts with our gut microbiome is far more complex than we might have previously thought. The findings from this study suggest that a diet dominated by protein from specific sources may pose risks to gut health, leading to microbial imbalances, mucin degradation, and the potential for inflammation and disease. As we continue to explore the relationship between diet and the microbiome, it is essential that we approach protein consumption with caution and consider the broader implications for long-term health.